Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on this Friday, September 17th. Live from the Beasley Media Complex in Boone, this is the Appalachian Weekly News. I'm Grace Powers.
And I'm Ivy Fischl.
We begin with some good news today. Currently, we're seeing a decrease in active cases on campus, with 52 active cases among students and 4 active cases among employees. That's almost a 53% decrease from last week. As of September 13th, 56% of students and 92% of employees have been vaccinated, with over 5,000 vaccines distributed on campus. App State offers testing clinics for students and employees each Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from noon to 4 outside the Holmes Convocation Center. Students who are unvaccinated are now required to submit a weekly negative COVID test result. You can make an appointment to get vaccinated on campus at Student Health Services. After uploading your vaccination status, you're eligible to win prizes like gift cards, campus parking passes, and even scholarships. On our show last week, we talked about the growing concern among students about COVID as the university hosted the Luke Combs concert with over 40,000 fans.
Students are happy to learn that there has been such a decrease in cases on campus.
But even as we're seeing cases decrease, it's important to stay safe and keep those masks on.
Last year, in the midst of COVID, the campus gyms required registration times to use any piece of equipment in order to limit gym traffic. This year, that's not the case. Now getting into the SRC is as easy as walking in and swiping your app card with no appointment necessary. This change happened in late June and was announced to students via email in a UREC update. The email stated that starting on June 28th, students would no longer need facility bookings to use any space, including basketball, volleyball, and badminton courts at the Student Recreation Center, as well as the racquetball courts at the Quinn Recreation Center. The university also provides information about exercising with a face mask and how to alter your workouts accordingly. Students and faculty are also required to sign a new waiver for University Rec anywhere on campus. This form can be found on the UREC website. Essentially, the new waiver protects the university from any injury that may happen to you while using the recreational facilities.
Back in early December of 2020, students at Watauga High School were evacuated due to a bomb threat called in. Now, an 18-year-old man in Manitoba, Canada, has been arrested for calling in the threat. The teen has not been identified by name, but is also responsible for calling in a fake bomb threat to Volunteer High School in Churchill, Tennessee. The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation reached out to Manitoba police on August 17th, asking for their help with the investigation. Police served a search warrant on the home on August 30th, where they arrested the 18-year-old.
This summer, local Kung Fu student Kadir Bendeeb of Blue Ridge Kung Fu Artist Academy took home the title of Grand National Champion at the 2021 North Carolina Nationals Tournament. The traditional martial arts tournament featured events including karate, taekwondo, and kung fu. This year's tournament took place in Durham, North Carolina at Larry Isaacs Martial Arts Center on July 31st. Bendeeb earned 4 trophies at the tournament, as well as the rank of Grand National Champion in the kata, weapons, and sparring divisions.
I came here every day to train because Kung Fu is a way of life. Kung Fu teaches you how you develop every part of your body. It's not about to be like, I'm number one or something. It's about to develop yourself.
On Monday, students took to the streets to protest a controversial bill being passed in Texas. Our correspondent Shannon Pendleton has the story.
On Monday evening, there was a march right here on Sanford Mall to protest the Texas Senate 8 bill that was passed May 19th. This bill went into effect September 1st and states that abortion is illegal after 6 weeks of pregnancy.
First-year graduate student Jillian Mobley is a concerned student who worked with Planned Parenthood Generation Action to plan this march. She explains the reasonings on why this march happened.
We are here to stand in solidarity with those impacted by the Senate 8 bill in Texas, which is the most restrictive abortion law passed since Roe v. Wade. We're just here to build community and tell other people in Boone and the surrounding communities that we stand in support with abortion and reproductive rights in general, and that regardless of what the government is saying, we will always stand up for those rights.
Freshman and supporter Carson Ubert talks about some of the reasons on why he decided to join this march.
I'm here with my friend Caroline. She is somewhere around here, so I'm just trying to support her and all the other women out here.
Mobley also mentioned some resources on campus and in the surrounding areas that can help students and community members learn more about this issue.
The Women's Center is a permanent center on campus, open Monday through Friday. That is a great resource for any femme-identifying individuals on campus. There's also Planned Parenthood Generation Action, which is a club on campus. In the surrounding communities, students can also find information about this at Harmony Center for Women.
If you are interested in learning more about this issue or joining Planned Parenthood Generation Action, you should follow their Instagram at ASUPPGA. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Shannon Pendleton.
Last week, the Sagebrush Steakhouse on Highway 105 shut its doors for good. A letter was posted on the front door of the restaurant addressed to employees and the community. The letter reads, quote, "It's been our greatest pleasure serving you and being a part of this community over the past years. We're so appreciative of your support and the connections we've made," end quote. The letter also detailed that some employees will transition to the Wilkesboro location. But with the Boone location closed, Sagebrush now has 6 locations across North Carolina and Kentucky.
After being closed for months, local restaurant Cat Burrito is now hosting concerts for a wide range of music genres. While Cat Burrito is not open during the day for food or drinks, they are open some nights for concerts. There is not a set concert schedule, but more information about upcoming events will be posted on their Facebook page. Masks are mandatory, and guests are required to show a negative COVID test result or a vaccine card upon entry.
Looking to add more fruits and veggies into your diet? Why not buy locally? Our correspondent Zach White takes us behind the scenes at the Watauga Farmers Market.
Since 1973, the Watauga County Farmers Market has been serving the community every Saturday morning. With over 70 vendors, people gather here to purchase fruits, vegetables, and other handmade items, all from the high country. I spoke with a couple of vendors here to get some more insight on their experiences.
Meet Karen. She's been selling her pottery at the market for nearly 17 years, and after sitting down with her, she tells me about the one thing that keeps her and her husband coming back every weekend.
It's the children. Watching them grow up here, because we see them through the season and we see them year to year, and then they come back as adults. And we've been here long enough for that to happen. And one of the things that I do for kids under 18, if they earn their own money, they can buy my pots at half price. And it helps them have an ability to start collecting and have an understanding that this is actually made by me. The rules of the market are that everything has to be vendor grown or vendor made, so there's no resale here at all. So the kids who take advantage of that, they're always coming back. When they get old enough, they bring their children.
Keeping the sense of community alive is what it's all about at the farmers market.
Really keeping the customers happy.
Things ranging from local music and vendors roasting peppers to baskets upon baskets of fruit and vegetables can be found in every direction.
We sell herbs and vegetables and perennial flowers.
You are sure to find something that will pique your interest here.
Local food trucks such as Smokin' Jay's Barbecue and Everybody's Loaded Biscuits also make appearances here often. The event is all about building community, and I myself even come here every Saturday. For a detailed list on each vendor and a more in-depth writing on the history of the farmers market, check out their official website, WataugaCountyFarmersMarket.org. For the Appalachian Weekly News, this is Zach White.
Bluegrass fans from all over are traveling to Wilkesboro for Merlefest this weekend to see big names like Sturgill Simpson, Margot Price, and Mavis Staples. The Americana Music Festival began yesterday and runs through Sunday night, taking place at Wilkes Community College. Last year, Merlefest was canceled due to safety concerns from the pandemic. The festival usually takes place in the spring, but festival director Ted Hageman opted to host this year's festival in the fall to allow more time for people to get vaccinated before coming to the festival grounds. Merlefest is going to resume its normal April date in 2022. Anyone looking to attend Merlefest must provide proof of full vaccination or get a negative COVID test 72 hours before entering the festival.
Price Lake, a popular attraction along the Blue Ridge Parkway, is starting to recover and refill after it was drained when the dam suffered damage caused by Tropical Storm Fred. The dam repair took about 5 hours and was safely carried out by officials. While the lake is in the process of refilling back to normal levels, it remains closed to recreational activities.
Get excited, Mountaineers, because football is back in Boone. This Saturday at 3:30, App State faces off against former Southern Conference rival Elon, right here at Kid Brewer Stadium. This is the first home game since 2019 that won't have restrictions on crowd size. Masks are not required outside, but are required inside the stadium. Before kickoff, fans will get a look at a special tribute to former head coach Jerry Moore. The new Jerry Moore Plaza and statue will be unveiled, located outside the entrance to the new North End Zone facility. I don't know about you, Ivy, but I cannot wait for this football game tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the first home game of the season.
Well, Stephen, what do you have for sports for us this week?
We've had so much going on in App State sports this week, and we're just getting started with a great weekend ahead. So after a heartbreaking loss to the University of Miami last week, the Mountaineers take on the Elon Phoenix Saturday at home. This is the first full-capacity home game App State has had in over a year. Some keys to the game this week will be Chase Bryce being a more efficient passer, along with App State establishing their dominant run game. And if you did not know, students now have to reserve tickets online and cannot just use their app card anymore. App State Athletics will send out emails every home game with a link to reserve your seat. Women's volleyball faces off against the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley in Gardner-Webb today at the Pirate Invitational. Those games will take place at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. today, before playing East Carolina at 3 p.m. on Saturday. The team is looking for a bounce back after dropping their last 3 matches against Charlotte, Bellarmine, and Wake Forest. The Mountaineers' next match is against Arkansas State on Friday, September 24th. App State's women's soccer game against Georgia Southern was postponed on Thursday night. The postponement was due to field conditions, and a rescheduled date has not yet been announced. The Mountaineers are currently 5th in the Sun Belt with a 4-2-1 record. For their next match, they travel to Conway, South Carolina to face Coastal Carolina on Sunday, September 19th. The Mountaineers then return home to face Georgia State on Sunday, September 26th. Last year, the men's soccer team was cut from athletics, leaving club soccer as the only men's soccer program left on campus. Our correspondent Alex Urquiza has more.
I'm here at the State Farm Recreational Complex. It may be empty now, but this is where all the action takes place for App State club sports. Although App State men's soccer program was cut last year, that hasn't stopped the university soccer community from playing the beautiful game.
I think especially for like the young kids growing up around Boone now, because they cut the Appalachian men's team last year. So I think still having a college program and a way to look up to the guys and see the guys out there playing is a really big deal and a really cool thing to have around now.
App State men's soccer club started their season last Sunday. They secured a 5-2 victory over UNC Charlotte at the Ted McEnroe Soccer Complex, where all their home games are scheduled to be played.
It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Like, I can't complain. Love soccer. It's been my passion since I was a kid, and like it's honestly a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun being able to get out here with the guys.
The men's soccer club held a 3-day tryout between August 23rd and August 25th, where over 100 students showed up to try out for the team. There are 2 teams for the club, one travel team that plays against other universities, and one team that plays in the local adult league for those who signed up and didn't make the travel squad.
So getting our first win in our first season game was a really big deal and really important for us.
Last year, the men's soccer club voted Andrew Blattner to be the club's president. Blattner was only a freshman at the time and was given a huge task to lead the club on his sophomore year.
I have a lot of support in here, but it's a very big adjustment for me to be the face of the team now, especially on a stage as big as we're playing other schools in a college setting.
The club's next game is September 17th at home against Wake Forest, where they will be looking to gain momentum and grab 2 wins for their first 2 games as they aim to win a regional title. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Alex Urquiza.
Now heading over to the links, App State's women's golf team wrapped up the Golf Week Fall Challenge at Caledonia Golf Club in Pawleys Island, South Carolina early this week. The Mountaineers finished 14th overall and 67 strokes over par as a team. True freshman Mary Sears Brown led the way, shooting even par in the final round, good for 7th best on the day. The Mountaineers will be back in action on Monday at the Elon Invitational. That's all we have for sports this week, but still a great weekend ahead of us.
Thanks, Stephen. That's our report this week. I'm Ivy Fischl.
And I'm Grace Powers. For all of us here at the Appalachian Weekly News, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.